Hello YouTubers, welcome to vlog number 104. It is Monday, which means Motivation Monday, which means Suit Monday. The weather is alright, but it's Monday, so it's great. Gonna get some training in today, obviously, and this is when I start to integrate into the training program at Leander Club. So that's very exciting. Let's get to the club, see what we're gonna get up to. Alright. And we've made it back to the club. Oh no, the hand is in the wrong place. Oh, God. And we've made it back to the club. Got my smoothie here. Usual Monday. Oh, I missed some yogurt in it. Oh no. Got the oats though. Alright, strawberry, banana, frozen. Protein powder, oats, milk. No yogurt, unfortunately. What a shame. Remember, variation is a key to motivation. Let's get changed and see what we're up to for the first session.
You got me begging pretty please. I'm so hung up on you. I couldn't tell you what it feels like, but I sure think you do.
And made it back into the crew room after an improved session from before in the 4 with the lads. Water is lovely and flat. Perhaps we'll go out for a second session, perhaps we'll be on the erg next. Who knows, but now it's breakfast time with some food. Some eggs, some bread, some beans, some brown sauce. Because remember, food is fuel. Yeah, buddy. Alright, gonna eat this, recover, and see what we're up to for the next session. Let's get to it. And we've made it outside after breakfast. Delicious. Fueled up. Recovering now. Ready to go for the next session. Perhaps we're on the water. Perhaps we're on the erg. We'll see. But now we've got to de-rig some of these boats because during Henley, all of this over here, around there, becomes a gazebo-y. What is it called? What would you call it? The big tent. Marquee. Haha. Big marquee goes up and everything gets leveled out for all the Leander members, etc., celebrating Henley and to watch some of the racing. But that means we have to move all of these singles. Oh my god. So let's get to it. Alright, just finished putting all the boats away or getting them ready to be put away, just de-rigging the singles for them to be moved. Now it's time for an ergo, 16 bags. Let's get to it. Okay, and welcome back to another Erg Thoughts for a Monday motivation with Buchan. Excuse me while I clear my throat and get ready to start this ergo. Big deep breath, and off we go. Okay, so as you can tell from the title, today's Erg Thoughts and motivation is about plateaus, failure, and what to do if you meet failure or you hit a plateau and you're thinking, what am I supposed to do? Oh my goodness, I've been training for so long and I haven't improved. I've been lifting this 10 kilo weight off the ground and I can't lift an 11 kilo weight and I don't know why. I've been trying to give the dog a biscuit and he doesn't want it anymore. Something like that. If you've felt that feeling, this motivational talk is for you. Okay, we'll start off with a quote like we have in the past. Motivational talk, erg thoughts for Motivation Monday. This is a quote from John Wooden. Failure isn't fatal, but failure to change might be. And so let me go through my thoughts on this quote. Failure isn't fatal, but failure to change might be, by John Wooden. So for me, if you're reaching a plateau or you're reaching a failure, you have to evaluate why. Why doesn't your dog want to eat that biscuit? Why aren't you able to lift that 11 kilo weight? Why are my splits not going down? I've been training so hard. This hit me really hard when I came back from university. I could do essentially a PB 2K with very minimal rest at like one after the other. But I couldn't go faster than the PB. So I could do essentially PB, rest 10 minutes PB. Or less the PB time. But I just couldn't sort of burst through and get a bigger PB. So it wasn't until I spoke to a sports psychologist that said, when did you reach that PB? And this was previous to that, a year ago. And she was thinking, okay, describe your training regime. So I told her, this was at uni, so I said, trained in the morning, went to uni, trained in the evening, went to bed. And pretty much that, give or take some weeks, or times where I'm going outside of school time, all that, etc. And she says, okay, have you thought about changing your training program? And basically I was shocked by the idea of changing the program. But then I thought, you have a very fair point. So she said to me, why don't you change it? Or another thing, the way you're describing your program, it seems like you're not getting much sleep, you're not eating to the best of your ability. So maybe you're also just tired, whether it's physically or mentally, because it seems your schedule is quite brutal. And I thought again, interesting. No one suggested this to me before. Alright, well, luckily this was after I finished uni, so change was coming. Big change was coming. So I went from university to Leander Club, and it was no longer train, uni, train, bed. It was now train, have a rest, have some food, train, have a rest, have some food, train some more, have a rest, big long rest, eat some more food, and then go to bed. So it was a completely different sort of training regime, and I dropped 7 seconds off my PB, and so from the start of summer when I finished university to the end of summer in November, or the beginning of winter even. So that was a big jump, and that was, I think, pretty much just from change, and that hits home really hard on that quote. Failure isn't fatal, but failure to change might be. And going back to your dog Biscuit, so I've been feeding Joe the dog his favourite beef biscuits for a year now. But for some reason he's slowed down eating them. He used to get really excited, and then he was like, nah bro, I don't really like this. I'm gonna slowly eat it. And then now it's just shoves it away with his nose. And you think, bro, Joe the dog, there used to be your favourite biscuits. And then you realise, I've been feeding this biscuit for 12 months. He must be so fed up with this biscuit. And then you bring out some cheese flavoured dog biscuit, and he's like, oh my god, and then back to what he was when I first gave him that beef biscuit. Again, change. Change is a really big motivator. Like I've told you about variation, that can also apply to just varying your program, varying what you do day to day. If you're going through like the Sunday blues or the Monday unhappinesses, or you're not looking forward to the rest of your week, well, what about just taking a little bit of change for the rest of the week? Maybe that's going somewhere different for lunch. Maybe that's listening to different music. Maybe that's making a smoothie for breakfast. I don't know. But I really think that change and variation is such a huge motivator in making people just excited to do stuff. If you get stuck in the monotony of life, why don't you just try and just get out of it a bit? I mean, obviously I'm no expert, but I really think that just change and varying things around can really make a huge difference, whether that's in rowing and trying to get a PB, change how you're training and trying to improve yourself, or whether that's outside of training and sport, whether that's in playing the violin. You're fed up of playing the same symphony and you change it to something else, and you're like, oh, why did I do this so much? I enjoy playing the violin again. And another thing related to this, one of my coaches said at Northeastern, you don't really improve inside of your comfort zone. And when we go back to the monotony of life, that just keeps you in your comfort zone, and you really want to just so I imagine my comfort zone is a circle around me. I don't really know the radius or the diameter of said circle, but sometimes it can be arm's length, so it can be easy to exit. But other times it can be, say, the distance that Henley is across, and just getting outside of my comfort zone and then heading to, say, London is a huge change and a huge motivator just to see something different. Other times, so I was in Boston for university. So my radius, my diameter of the circle of my comfort zone was probably sort of America, or university anyway, just a whole city. And then when I moved to Henley, oh my goodness, what a change! It was a massive change, and luckily I developed just from enjoying that, and I was like, oh my, this is so good. So I think, really, today's Erg Thoughts is really just not looking for excuses to say, oh, I'm not improving, it's my fault, it's just not working. Maybe you just have to evaluate what you're doing and see what could be done differently. What could be done better? What's not working? What could work? What couldn't work? What might work? I don't know. I've just probably went on quite a big aggressive rant, but it's Motivation Monday. That's what Motivation Monday is all about. Getting people going. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with my thoughts today, if you enjoyed Hype Erg Thoughts, because I'm pretty hype. But I'll see you after I'm finished this ergo. A fantastic session on the rowing machine. The first time I was under 50 in a while. Apart from that time I did it and I wrote myself off for a week. So this is actually under 50, and hopefully I'll consistently be there for maybe this week, and then I'll step on again at some point in the future. But the fitness is coming down. We on that gain train in all aspects. But obviously it has to be fueled by something. Food, because food is fuel, of course. Now to eat the stew, maybe get another one, why not? And then see what else I'm up to for the rest of the day. Got weights and getting a lovely haircut at some point as well. All right, let's get to it. And there we go, finished with lunch. Now I'm about to head to do some weights in the gym, getting on that gains train. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Ow. No, I'm gonna have to bleep that out. And that'll be it for the rest of the vlog for today. Hopefully you enjoyed Motivation Monday. I'm gonna get hype in the gym by myself. Classic, because Fraser is not here to help me with the filming. But hopefully you enjoyed the chat about plateaus and how to motivate yourself past them. Yeah, buddy. All right. Remember, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Have a good one.